Sunrise on the west coast of Newfoundland. No surprise to see dairy farmer David Simmons up this early. This morning, instead of being in the barn milking cows, however, he stops just long enough to enjoy a hot coffee in a chilly sunrise over the Humber Valley. It's a moment symbolic of the changes that technology has made to the life of his family. David grew up on a poultry farm, and that's where he planned to return to once he completed university. But then he met a girl. Her passion was dairy farming. Suddenly, there was something about the dairy industry that David found very attractive. In the spring of 2009, David and Sarah were married.
The fact of the matter is, Sarah's not the dairy farmer's wife. I'm the dairy farmer's husband.
In 2011, they started Pure Holsteins on the family farm just outside Corner Brook, Newfoundland. In those first few years, the Simmons experienced their share of struggles and successes. During these tough times, they leaned heavily on family and advice from their lender. By 2015, David and Sarah were named Atlantic Outstanding Young Farmers, in part because of the way that they have utilized technology to transform, well, everything. And it began with the addition of a robot milker.
It's been a learning curve. It's been a different style of management. You don't rely on your eye so much in the barn as you do the information you're getting out of the robots.
The apps David uses allows him to track feed usage, milk production, and the operation of the robot. If there's an issue that requires David's attention, the robot simply calls his smartphone.
But with the robotic milkers, one second. It's the robot there now.
Smartphones not only keep the Simmons connected to their operation, but also to their world. The time they invest in social media, Facebook and Twitter in particular, is about communicating a brand experience, taking ownership of the way people view their product and their industry.
We have a lot of local followers, like people that want to know where their milk comes from. And then we also have a lot of dairy producers that are interested in genetics, or people that also have robots. You know, it's nice to communicate with them.
Now, some may view social media as little more than virtual coffee shop chat. For this generation of farmers, though, it's become an important tool.
Something breaks down, you call a dealer, you're waiting for one mechanic to call. You get on Twitter and send it out there, and you have 5,000 other farmers that maybe 100 of them have had the same problem one point in time, and they're quick to get back to you. I mean, it's great.
The addition of the robots in our barn, it's added a lot of flexibility to our lives and mobility. We can get away. We know everything that's going on in the barn from our smartphones.
Once Felicity came along, David and Sarah began to view technology a little differently. For the first time, these transformational gadgets weren't just a means of making a better business. They also provided the opportunity to have a better life.
We get to sleep in, we get to have breakfast as a family, we get to have supper as a family. It's definitely changed our lives. We went camping several times this summer, which we never did before.
It's clear that technology has given the Simmons family time to be just that, a family. Time to enjoy each day, to be themselves, to spend time with each other and the cows.
Ever since I was probably about 3 years old, I wanted to be a dairy farmer. I never wanted to be a doctor. I didn't want to be a nurse. I didn't want to be a teacher. I was always going to be a dairy farmer. I love cows. I love working with them. I want to breed beautiful cows. And I'll spend the rest of my life doing it.
Like most young people, embracing technology is simply second nature to the Simmons. It's the language that they speak. That language has allowed them the opportunity to build their business, their lives, their way. Author John Irving wrote, "If you are lucky enough to find a way of life that you love, you have to find the courage to live it."